In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, are you the asshole? We're going to find that out today.
And on the flip side, we do funny business power rankings of bad beach etiquette. What a time it was. Mike, hit the music. And welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We are back. Hope you're having a great day, whether you're at work, whether you're at the beach, whether you're in your car driving to go see some family, whether you're at a concert, whether you are wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a great day. It's time for another fantastic episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We have a great one planned. Mike, how are you? How are things?
Bang, bang. We're ready for another hot shot of an episode. I'm doing great, man. I'm glad I'm getting to do another episode with you. Because you never know when tomorrow is going to be done, you know?
Yeah, tomorrow is not given.
Nope. What is it? Yesterday is called the past. Tomorrow is called the future. We must appreciate today. That's why they call it a present.
Ah, I never heard that before. I actually like that. Did you just pick that up?
No, but I definitely messed up the quote a little bit, so
I didn't even know.
So we've stayed in touch. Nothing too crazy to report today.
Yeah. I don't think on my end either. I did survive mascotting. That was 2 hot days, but we got through it.
Survived your first couple days of work too.
Did survive my first few days of work, going very well. Happy to report I have not been fired yet. So that's great. It's really something you look forward to on day 4 is not getting fired. But let me tell you, a lot of liquid IV was consumed to keep me from passing out while mascotting in 90-degree weather.
Yeah, I will say that I went to a very fun concert this past weekend with my family. I was very grateful for it. And let's just say I had a little too many. I think we counted up to 13, Matt. When,
oh my gosh.
Had a little
wow.
Post, what do you call it? Post-game interview? 13. I think I had a bottle and a half of liquid IV. Big shout out to Jenna for making sure I drink all that, because I would have been miserable in the morning. But, this is why I wanted to share today. So, as you all know, I moved into a new house, trying to invite some friends, some fellow coworkers, some listeners of the podcast, some who haven't listened to our podcast yet. And, we selected a date, which, at the recording of this episode is already long gone by now. So no one come to my house, please. Wink, wink. Anyway, so I've been inviting people, expecting an RSVP, because we got to get the food, we got to get the libations, we got to get this, we got to get that, we got to get the music, because you can't go wrong with the music. But what happened was I was talking to one of my new friends at work, and they said that, no, we'll be in Atlantic City. And I said, well, that's upsetting. Why will you be in Atlantic City and not at my housewarming party? And she said, and I won't give this man credit, but he's certainly popular on TikTok. They're going to see a famous comedian that started his time on TikTok, and now he's doing stand-up comedy. And I said, I'm funnier than him. And she goes, you don't have a show. And I'm like, I don't have a show. I do have a show. And then that's when the whole podcast came about, and yada, yada, yada. So
that's funny. Can we go back to your concert?
Sure.
What time did the concert start at?
7.
Okay. What time did you start partaking in alcoholic beverages for those who are 21 years of age and older?
5?
Okay. All right. That's okay.
Or did it go at 8? I'm not sure.
Still,
actually.
5 o'clock is a reasonable time to start drinking for the concert.
5 o'clock somewhere. So,
yeah. Okay.
Anywho, let's jump into today's show, Matt. Good judge of character. You are, my friend.
I try to be.
You try to be. But Matt, do you know people have this once in a while question of, am I the asshole?
I've asked myself that once in a while, yes.
Same. So the people of the internet have come up genius way of assessing of whether or not I am the asshole. And this was reported by Fox News, and this was a interesting story. A Reddit user is desperate for advice. And I think, Matt, today we will be finding out if we can give this person advice, besides the advice that we are trying to share with our fellow coworkers of the podcast. So this Redditor is seeking opinions on whether he was wrong for being upset when his wife locked their 16-year-old son out of the house as punishment for drinking alcohol. So the father had a work trip that was not home when his son drank beer with friends and got slightly a little tipsy. Very funny how we segued into this, this episode. The wife became furious and locked the son out of the house overnight, despite his pleas to be let back in. The father was angry and concerned for his son's safety, as he believed something bad could happen to him outside at night. The couple had a huge argument over the incident, and now the wife isn't talking to the husband, and the son isn't talking to his mom. Thoughts?
Sounds like a great household to be in right now.
Oh.
Man. I understand. Well, before we continue, as of now, I think I understand where everyone's coming from. All three.
I do. We will have to say that any comments further suggested, we know that drinking under the age of 21 is illegal in the state of, the United States of America. So we will point that out first before we move into any advice or any breakdown scenarios here. Continue.
Initial reactions on the whole thing. Yes, he was underage and drinking. At least he was at home being safe. And if he is drunk and you lock him out of the house, he's very upset. He's not in his right state of mind. Who knows what he could do or where he could go or what could happen to him.
I will say that at times when a individual would like to experience their first drink or experience their first time being drunk, yes, it is illegal. But as everybody would say, rules are meant to be broken. So in most cases, parents are, let's just say, I can't say embracing, but those who are understanding that we've all been at that point sometime in our life. We've all had that point. And I just don't mean all of us are just a bunch of drinkers underage, but we've all been at that point, or as an underage individual, we have been asked if we wanted a sip of alcohol or not, whether that was from your weird uncle, your college best friend, your college roommate. Matt kept forcing me to try to drink all the time.
Nope. That's just false.
You have to have a fun fact. Matt and I did live in a program that had zero alcohol tolerance policy.
We didn't drink in the room, though, did we?
We didn't drink in the room ever.
No.
I know I didn't either.
Yeah, and then the next year was a little different.
Yeah. Well, we were 21 by the time. So.
Well, correct.
Yes. But in most cases, the parents that are accepting to knowing about this sociological, I don't want to say expectation, that they say that if you're going to drink, do it at my house instead of drinking somewhere else where the parents have no access to.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not legal. It's not right. It's not okay. But he could have been at a party and tried like driving home after he drank or something like that. I do question, was he actually a little tipsy or was he very drunk? That part, obviously, we don't know. But I can also understand why the mom is upset at that motherly instinct. You don't want anything to happen to your son, or you don't want them to, go down a bad path. Well, obviously, we don't know the exact situation. Would I want to lock my kid out of the house because of it? Probably not. I would probably want him in the house knowing that he's okay.
Yeah. So, Matt, would you like to know what the other Redditors responded with?
On who was wrong?
Yeah, basically their opinions.
Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, cool. So the Reddit users responded with NTA, not the asshole. So kind of the you are not the father.
Yep.
Which he is. So they mostly supported the father's concern for his son's well-being and criticizing the wife's handling of the situation. However, there was an expert that was brought into this. A clinical psychologist suggested alternative consequences, such as community service for the son's actions.
Community service is because he had, I don't know. That's kind of weird. It's not like he got a speeding ticket or is in trouble with the law. He's in trouble with his parents. Yeah. If I ever went to my kid and was like, hey, you know what? You really messed up. To make up for it, you have to go pick up trash on the highway for 3 hours. That's a bit excessive. I don't think that's great parenting.
Meanwhile, there's like the delinquency of like community service with people that have been incarcerated. there's just a 16-year-old son that's next. So what are you in here for? Well, really, I was told by my parents that I had to come here, but I don't know. What have you here been for? Murder. Oh, okay. Nice. Have a great day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
Okay. Yeah.
What's that like?
That? There is some danger to this, Matt. Locking a son or daughter out of your house.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. They did mention that in the Reddit, saying that one user shared a tragic real-life case of a victim of kidnapping to highlight the potential dangers of locking a teenager out of the house.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, kidnapping, drug dealers, bears, murder hornets,
a
rabid squirrel, potholes zombies. Huh?
Potholes have feet?
No, you could fall in a pothole.
A huge pothole.
Step in
the state of Pennsylvania, you could fall.
He could step in a pothole and break his ankle, and then he's so drunk he can't get himself up.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Okay, we're getting a little bit. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that could happen.
So there is a danger. However, the father plans to talk to his wife again to resolve the issue. So there's been an update sort of let me go talk to my wife about this.
I'm glad it's taken a few days for him to realize he has to go talk to his wife about this. Yeah, that's okay. Sure.
So go ahead.
Yeah, how awkward do you think family dinner was the next night?
Nah.
I don't think anyone spoke.
I think the kid probably brought his plate up to his room or over to his room and did not have a sit-down dinner with mom and dad. Hell, I don't even know if mom and dad even had sat down for dinner.
I don't think anyone cooked. I think they all probably ordered McDonald's, Wendy's, and Five Guys, and they all just said, "You know what? Let's settle down for a few days."
Yeah. What would you do in this scenario, Matt?
Well, if I was the parent in this scenario, well, I think there's two ways you can go about this. You can go about this logical way. Maybe sit down with the son and, as parents, talk to them about safely drinking. Obviously saying it's wrong. He shouldn't be drinking right now and is 16. The dangers of drunk driving, the dangers of you driving and other people drunk driving, which is why you should never drink and drive people. And really sit down and explain to him in a logical way why he should maybe wait a little bit till he has some alcohol, or if he wants to, maybe, again, find a safe opportunity to do it where no one has to drive. Or you take the extreme route and you do what they did in the olden days when your parents used to find you smoking a cigarette.
This is real.
I've heard people do this, yes.
Okay, all right.
So if your parents found you smoking, what some people would do is have them eat a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
So, and I don't. This is obvious. This next part I say is a joke. Find something like that. Now, I'm not going to say have him like drink till he pukes, but maybe like, I don't know, have him take a shot of like 151
Tequila.
Yeah, no, like 151
Tequila.
See if he
lime.
likes that. Yeah, actually, they should have him eat like a lot of spicy foods and then take a shot of 151. Then he'll never want to drink again.
Or you're just starting the downfall of being an alcoholic.
That is also on the table, yes. Which is why I would choose with sitting down and having an educational conversation with the kid.
We are punishing you for having a drink. Let us punish you more for having another drink.
Well, that was also, instead of eating a pack of cigarettes, some parents made the kid like smoke a whole pack of cigarettes like right then and there in front of them. I would throw up immediately.
Oh yeah, totally. What
would you do in this scenario?
Well, I would have a sit down. Obviously would understand that they are learning. They don't know better. And you never know. It could have been a peer pressure, could have been a, hey, I've always wanted to do this. The best way to tell anybody if you're wanting to say something really bad is drive and say that while they're in the car because they can't murder you. But, I think really just having that formal understanding of, because I don't know, 16 is still at that time where like you're absolutely terrified of the world and having you be outside for the whole night. Like that's kind of scary in my opinion.
Yeah, I think really the big thing to hammer down here is, like I said, the drinking and driving. Because like let's be real, he's not gonna stop trying alcohol. He's gonna go to a party, have some. But really, just gotta hammer home the can't drink and drive.
Lovely. So Matt, I was curious and I hopped on to the Reddit. And I actually found the subreddit called "Am I the Asshole?"
Oh, okay.
And what I did was I pulled some of the top posts, and I made it too long, didn't read. So like we didn't have to like read the entire scenario, but for a rapid fire round, I so far have 4 scenarios. And I want you to tell me if this person is the asshole or not.
Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, we can discuss, but like not as thorough as this. So, all right. First scenario. The poster's brother wife, Ella, was mean and cruel to her, but she agreed to be the maid of honor and plan the wedding. Ella racked up wedding expenses on the poster's credit card, promising to pay back. But 3 weeks before the wedding, she snapped and made a heartless comment about the poster's deceased dog. The poster canceled all the vendors and withdrew from the wedding, feeling guilty about it, but also standing against Ella's cruelty. She wonders if she is wrong for her actions. Is the poster an asshole?
What is a poster?
The person who posted to the Reddit.
Got it. So the poster backed out. Is he the asshole?
Yes, we're asking if the poster's the asshole for backing out, canceling all the vendors, and not attending.
I'm going to say no, because you never talk about someone's dead dog.
I agree.
Yeah, dead dogs are off the table.
Even though it is a very special day and a very, I don't want to say well planned, but an event where it takes a lot of planning to happen. I think still you should never make a comment about somebody's dead dog.
I totally agree, 100%.
Unless it's in a positive way. Positive manner, but
yes.
Anyway. All right, this next one. The poster's college athlete's son and his team created a nude calendar to raise money for charity, featuring suggestive but not explicit photos. The son's mother is extremely upset about it and wants the poster to intervene. The poster supports his son, appreciates the charity aspect, and believes it's not a big deal. The mother is angry with the poster for not taking her side. The poster wonders if he's the asshole for not empathizing with his wife's distress.
I don't know. I kind of side with both. I don't really know. I don't think there is an asshole in this situation.
Okay.
I wouldn't want my son or daughter to really do something like that just for college athlete. I guess I get it's for charity. However, he or she is also of age; they can do what they want.
I will say, one hell of an idea for a fundraiser.
That is, yes, yeah. Although I don't know if the university would really appreciate that either.
I mean, it depends on the university that you go to, if you know what I mean.
Correct.
So we could go to some universities that are like, yeah, like this is great. And then there's some universities that won't even let you have a podcast instead.
Yes, correct.
So I support the student for having the fundraising activity. I mean, hey, at least it's coordinated and it's not like, oh, we're going to go through a hazing process or anything like that, which is very common in college and university athletics. To say that, I think the son could have done better in informing both parents, like, hey, we got this fundraiser out. Like, I was okay. Like, I fully accepted responsibility. I did it on my own. I wasn't pressured to. Like, I think the son's the asshole in this scenario, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough thing to explain to your parents. Hey, I did a nude magazine or a calendar.
It's the same level as like, hey, I changed my major, by the way.
Right, yes.
Nude calendar, change of major.
Basically the same thing.
Basically, same thing. You're all just getting at the end of the day, right?
Correct.
All right, next one. Oh, this is going to be a good one. The poster. Give me a random name for the poster. I hate calling it a poster now.
Guy or girl?
Anything.
Marcus.
So Marcus's sister got an African gray parrot named Pepper when they were kids and made the poster promise. Oh, and made Marcus promise to take care of the bird if anything happened to her. Now, the sister has a job offer overseas and wants Marcus to keep the bird. However, Marcus's living situation and busy lifestyle made it difficult to care for the parrot, especially since it prefers the sister's company. Marcus's family insists on honoring the promise, but Marcus feels overwhelmed and unsure about it. They wonder if Marcus, is the asshole for not wanting to take care of Pepper after making a promise as a child.
I'm going to side with Marcus on this one.
Hell yeah, I am.
There's one thing about taking care of the parrot if something happens to the sister.
Okay.
It's one thing if you decide to move overseas and decide you don't want the parrot anymore. That's just abandoning the parrot, and that's not fair to Marcus because in my head, if something happened, like she's unable to buy food for the parrot or to clean the cage or like something happens physically that can't take care of the parrot. Not that you decide to move overseas. That is totally different.
And we both know as people who are leasing houses / apartments that there are circumstances that you can't bring in a pet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there is a promise, but there also is a promise that you are promising yourself to have a roof above your head.
Mm-hmm. I had to have that same conversation with April today at the.
Did you?
At the ballpark, they're having a dog themed night, and you can adopt dogs there.
Oh.
And yeah, actually, and she's just called me. She was like, "Hey, what's our policy?" I was like, "No." I just flat out no.
Get like a robot dog or something.
I don't know. No.
What about a fish?
We're not allowed to have fish.
That too?
Can't have a fish tank.
The hell?
Yeah.
Robo vacuum.
I don't even know if we have a robo vacuum.
But that's if you're looking for a pet, get a robo vacuum. It's gonna cost
I'll put whiskers on it.
It's gonna cost just as much, but it's gonna do so much more for you than a pet.
Yeah, I'll just like tape whiskers on it and like a cotton ball for a tail.
We ran I name our I went from Jarvis to Friday. Now I'm back to Jarvis again. So we ran Jarvis when we went to church this past weekend. And Jarvis is still getting used to the house because he did a lot, at my old place. So he's like still trying to get the lay of the land and like trying to identify like, okay, we got to put this up or we got to move this so that way he can get there. So I got the notification at church that he was running back to his dock, like going back to the dock. And I got back in the house and I see him like, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Jenna was like, oh my God.
That's just funny.
So yeah, get a robo vacuum.
Sure.
Last one, Matt. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, give me a fake name or just random name. It is the poster's sister-in-law. So the poster could be male or female.
Dick.
Okay, thank you. So Dick's sister-in-law always visits and expects Dick to pay for expensive meals, conveniently forgetting her wallet. Dick found her wallet before going to a fancy restaurant and decided to teach her a lesson. At the restaurant, when the sister-in-law asked for one bill, Dick revealed she had the wallet and returned it. The sister-in-law got furious. Dick wonders if if he's the asshole for taking the wallet to the restaurant. It's a she, by the way, but
that's hysterical. That's a great move. No, because just because someone comes into town, especially if she does this all the time, it's one thing if like someone you don't see very often like flies across the country to see you or like drives long distance for a weekend. You're not going to see each other for like another 6 months. Sure, treat them and take the time. If you're visiting constantly, make the effort. It's not just because you're coming to visit, you don't have to pay for anything.
I agree. That's great.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. So we might have to revisit this Reddit, this subreddit. It's / am I the asshole? If everybody wants to look it up and kind of send us some comments along the way as to what should we review. But yeah, Matt, you're not the asshole. I love you. You aren't
either.
Thank
I love
you.
You too. Now we're just beating chests at each other, not saying anything. That was awkward.
Wolf of Wall Street, everybody.
We wanted to share something that has become essential to those days after a long, exhausting night: Liquid IV's hydration multiplier.
It's amazing how huge a difference it makes. Liquid IV helps us feel more energized and refreshed throughout the day. With one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and a 2 times faster hydration formula than plain water.
We both love the flavors. Yuzu pineapple and passion fruit are our top picks. They make staying hydrated a truly enjoyable experience.
What's even better is that Liquid IV is committed to giving back to communities in need worldwide by providing clean and abundant water. They've already donated over 39 servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
And we have a special treat if you want to try Liquid IV. Head over to liquidiv.com and use the code FUNNYBUSINESS at checkout to get a 20% discount on your entire purchase.
So shop better hydration today with promo code FUNNYBUSINESS. All one word, FUNNYBUSINESS at liquidiv.com at checkout.
Remember to stay hydrated and healthy and give Liquid IV a try. It's worth it. Go check your stuff out. Some Liquid IV. Great stuff. Mike and I love it. More than just the flavors we mentioned.
Yes.
They're great. Everything's great. But here we are. It is time for another edition of Funny Business Power Rankings. Okay. For Funny Business Power Rankings this week, we have brought on our good friend, the most recurring guest of the Funny Business Podcast. It is our good friend, good friend, Jake Donohoe. Jake is live from the beach, which is related to the power rankings we're doing. So we are doing power rankings of bad beach etiquette. So everybody likes to say things they like to do at the beach. Or,
Matt, I'd like to hop in real quick.
Yes, go for it.
Wait, Jake, how are you today? How are you today, by the way? Matt didn't even ask how you were, or even introduce you properly.
I was getting there.
Well, no, Matt, all Matt's worried about is a stupid game. All right? Right? I'm here, okay? That's fine. Talk about being friend zoned. Listeners, how many times did Matt Summers say Jake and friend in the same sentence? Like, I get it. You both have 2 girlfriends, or 1 each. You can't take 2. Like,
Yes, thank you
You're
for
good
not
looking,
saying
but-
we each have 2 girlfriends.
not good looking enough, April. It's okay. Don't have a heart attack.
Wow.
But like, best friend, like, at least go there. Like, you don't need to
Okay,
friend zone
yes.
me. Like,
Yes.
relax, pal.
It's our
Right.
best friend for the Funny Business Podcast. So we're doing bad beach etiquette.
I'm
So
doing
things-
great, Matt. Thanks for
So-
asking.
thank you, Jake. Good. I was about to introduce you and say the reason we're having you on for bad beach etiquette is because you're working at the beach. Would you like to explain to the coworkers of the Funny Business Podcast how your summer is going and what you do at the beach?
Yeah, you know, oh, Be Real just went off, by the way, Matt.
It did. I just got the notification.
Yeah, beach is good. You know, when I'm not working for the baseball team that I work for in the summer, I do some goalie lessons over in New Jersey, get some ice hockey in. Then I lose my tan. How to get the tan back? Go on the beach from 10 to 5 every single day, right? That's what I do. Sell ice cream on the beach, give kids what they want. We've got SpongeBob fruit bars, chip with cheese, whatever you want, right? If you take your shirt off, you get more tips. Be happy with people. Say hola. Get a couple of tips from the speak Spanish a little bit, and you know, you have a good day, right? Get a tan, take that mirror picture. It all works out well.
Nothing better. Nothing better.
Yeah, there's a
being
couple
How
things
much,
I
how much
do.
sunscreen do you go through in a day?
How much?
Yeah.
Good amount. But it gets weird when you ask random people to rub in your back for you. So I learned that lesson.
Hmm. Yeah, you got to watch out who you ask there. You got to ask for the ID first. Okay. Bad beach etiquette. We're all good with the rules.
Yes.
What? What?
It just that joke just simmered a little bit, Matt.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I didn't think that was that big of a thinker.
Yeah, it
Apparently
just
it was.
simmered a little bit before it got into it.
Okay. So we're going to determine the order. We're picking numbers 1 through 69. Whoever's closest gets to pick the order. Jake, you are the guest. Your number is
I pick one.
yes. Pick a number.
Yes.
1 and 69.
69.
Okay.
Okay, Mike.
I'll go with 34.
And I'm going to go with 33.
Yep. Okay. Generating once. 35.
Are you kidding me?
I'm 100%
I
serious.
want to see the screen. I want to see the screen.
How am I supposed to?
I don't know. All right. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, take a photo of it.
Yeah, I'll take a photo of it.
Yes.
Just to
If you flip
verify.
me off right now, I'm going to be really mad.
What do you mean? All right, I decide the order.
Yes.
Jake, you will go first, since you are a guest on the show. Jake, you okay
Sorry,
over there?
needed a quick sip of water. Quench my thirst.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Jake, you will go first in the draft. Matt, you will go second, and I will go third.
Okay. All right. Jake, lead us off.
Okay. Oh, some random number is texting me. That's weird. No, just like, all right. Number 1, the Funny Business Pod, beach behavior, terrible behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta look at my list here. All right, you know what? I'm gonna start. I already gave it away. I'm gonna do it again. What, Matt?
I was going to say, I think there's a very obvious and clear number 1 choice.
And that's not what I'm gonna say here.
Okay. Sure. What do
So,
you got?
how about you keep your mouth shut and let me
Wow.
my-
Wow. Go for it. Go for it, Jake.
first overall, the Connor McDavid of Funny Business Podcast rankings, requesting strangers to rub in sunscreen on my back. Well, not specifically my back, but requesting strangers to rub in sunscreen on your back. Very weird. I think that's like an intimate touch that, I mean, you should only have if you are dating the person or married to the person or you created the person. Like it's your kid, right? You shouldn't ask strangers to put on sunscreen. What goes along with this is people who spray sunscreen and it just gets all over, like you smell it and it gets like their nasal passage, then you start bleeding. That's a different story. But requesting strangers to rub in sunscreen, that'll be my number one.
Okay. I think that's
Interesting.
That's an okay pick. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine.
God.
Yeah. Looks like me and April have something in common. An okay
Wow.
pick.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow. This is that just okay. All right, this is the vibe we're gonna have for the whole podcast now. All right, welcome to the last episode that Jake's ever on in the funny business. Oh man, I can't even come back from that. I just can't come back from that. All right, we're gonna move on to the my first pick. This is very clearly the worst thing you can do at the beach. Leaving your trash on the beach or in the ocean. Pick up your trash. Don't be a scumbag.
Well,
I don't have to say anymore. I can say a scumbag.
Bleep bag.
Bleep bag? What is this? What is this, a Minecraft server? Or?
Could be a douche bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't leave your trash on the beach because then it's bad for everything and everyone.
All right. Boy, here rounding out for for first pick. I'm very surprised nobody took this one. But my first draft for bad beach etiquette is someone else flapping their towel after placing it down on the sand.
Mm-hmm.
So in most cases, that's when somebody is done with the beach for the day, or they're trying to relocate. What they'll do is they'll flap it, but what they don't realize is how wind carries the sand, and it sometimes carries into a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's nothing you want on a day at the beach for lunch, is a peanut butter and jelly and sand sandwich. So my first pick is flapping your towel after placing it down in the sand.
It's a good pick. I like it.
Yes. I'm picking number 2 now because it's snake draft. I forgot about that.
Good job, Mike.
For my second pick, so I might have to explain this a little bit, but it might make sense. Being considerate with your area. So whether you go with like a group of 4, a group of 2, sometimes there's like a group of 8. Just being considerate of your area. I know everybody likes space, but just being in the sense like mindful of others. And what I mean by that is like not like giving each other like 6 feet apart in order for you to actually have your space. Like keep it compact, keep it together. You know, unfortunately, you have to be close buddies with everybody when you go to the beach, but having that space allows others to go to the beach. And on top of that, too, not being able to find space because everybody's spread out. So I think it's important just to stop having, you know, excessive amount of space for your party. So that's my number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm. I think sure. Jake, do you find it hard to sell when there's like a lot of people on the beach and it's hard to like walk?
That's a stupid question.
Okay, but no, what I mean is like, is it challenging the walking in between people?
Is it hard to sell ice cream to people when the beach is packed?
No, that's not what I meant. Not what I meant. So let me rephrase it a different way. Is it hard to like move between people? Like, is that part annoying at all?
It can be, but then you just take off your shirt and it makes you flex your muscles a little bit more, and then you get a $5 tip instead of a $2 tip.
That's fair enough. All right, my second pick. Oh, go ahead.
The hard sand is better than soft sand. Hard better than soft. Remember that, guys.
Correct. Yes. Words to live by. Absolutely. My second pick. I have a few.
Matt needs a pill for that.
I don't actually. Oh, you know, a lot of people. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
No, please don't.
No. So I'm going to go with my second pick. This one might be weird, but I'm gonna go with blasting music. So obviously you're gonna listen to music on the beach, but the entire beach should not have to hear what you are playing because everyone wants to hear their own speaker. Is that an old man take for me to say?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. I thought that was.
What if they were playing Mo Bamba, Matt? Would you actually approach?
I would actually take a bucket of sand and dump it on their head. That's what I would do.
Well, so Mike, Matt, and I have a group chat for the listeners of the Funny Business, right? So we have a group chat. It's not used much. I'd say
it was created today.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, we discussed the podcast and that kind of thing. Nobody asked how I was doing. That's okay. I expect it with these gentlemen. But I'm on the beach and I'm working. I'm taking a little break, and there's a man and his wife, and they take a seat right in front of me. And the guy has a big speaker right on his cart. Right? Here's a couple songs, like they're whatever. They're okay. Little David Guetta, some Pink. I like Pink. It's all right. What happens next is embarrassing. The guy has ads on his Spotify. Right? So you're listening to music, and then you just get Whopper, chicken, Whopper. Like, that shouldn't come up in the middle of a beach playlist. If you have that big of a speaker, you should be able to pay however much money it is to get no ads on your Spotify and play music, because you're literally supplying a mile of beach with your speaker. That's my 2 cents.
That's a great point.
That's great.
Great point.
I'm not done. To describe the two best friends friend zoned on this podcast, let me pull it up for a receipt real quick. I did not hear back from them. Right? I sent that text at 2:08 p.m. 2:08. Did not hear back until 3:39. And it wasn't even about my text.
And what was that text?
It was just the link to the Zoom or whatever the hell you call them.
And then what was the text after that?
And then the text after that, from who? From
You?
me or from you?
From you.
From me was, thanks for commenting on my prior text, Jergol.
And then what was that text after?
And then the text after was, we find that sacrilegious or bad. And I don't have that number saved, but I'm going to assume it's Mike.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
It's my agent, actually.
I was going to comment on the show. That's why I didn't respond.
That's the hence sacrilegious.
Well, that's where we're at. So.
Okay.
All right, Jake, you have 2 picks.
All right. I like wet things, right? Anything that's wet is good. Good for the environment, good for humanity. Wet is good. Hydrated. Right, think of it. Plants, grass, water, maybe like a rim of a margarita, women, whatever it is. If it's wet, it's good. Wet money,
Ooh.
When I'm handed wet money, and I just feel like numbers just soaking into my hand of, I don't even know. It's just wet, a weird feeling. You know what I describe it as? Picture this. All right, guys, close your eyes and picture walking on the bottom of a lake, right?
Okay.
That's what handling wet money feels like.
Yeah, I agree. It's not fun.
My next pick. There's gonna be. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. It's gonna be right. If you want to bring an umbrella to the beach, sure. Right. If you're on the beach, I get it. Irish folks, redheads, they need their umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a family of 4 and you have 3 umbrellas, that's embarrassing. Right?
Ooh.
You should only have 1 umbrella per 4 people.
That's a hot take.
Mm-hmm. As a hot take, my family of 4 used to bring an umbrella for each person of the family. We used to have 4 umbrellas.
I need to talk to your mother.
But the older I get, the more I actually do agree with Jake. Like when April and I went to the beach, we took 1 umbrella, but like barely put it up.
I thought you were going to say you almost thought of bringing 2 umbrellas, and I'm like, that's a little obnoxious.
I did not. Oh.
Oh,
no. Oh, Jake.
I think I might have to censor that.
What did you do? Did you just do that right now?
Yeah, I was picking a scat.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I hope. Are you okay? Before you continue, are you okay?
I don't do blood.
I know.
Nobody bleeds my own blood.
No, correct. Jake and blood are not friends. Okay, my third pick. I'm going to go with one that I'm surprised fell this quick or fell this low on the draft board. So obviously, you got to eat when you're at the beach, right?
Yes.
What you don't do is make sure the seagulls eat as well. I'm going with feeding the seagulls. Nothing worse than feeding seagulls, and then they all just swarm everybody, and there's poop everywhere, and it's just, I don't want to be bothered by them. You don't feed the seagulls.
I had that.
Jake, how many times have you been pooped on by a seagull this summer?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I just asked.
0.
Good. I hope that continues.
Oh, man. All right. Continuing on. With my next pick, actually subsequent of 2. Common sense when playing beach games. So a lot of times people will want to, play catch or have a catch for all you Neanderthals. With like a baseball and a glove. You may want to throw around a football, use a soccer ball. There's times where like people tend to have that time in a very populated area. And of course, there are some cases where when the beach is packed that there is no space, which then you should say, you know what, maybe it's not the time to do that. Maybe we should wait until the next day we go to the beach. But there are times where people are like playing like the paddle ball with like it's like kind of like oh gosh, what is it called?
Pickleball?
Tennis. No,
Yeah, it's like pickleball.
Or it's with the shuttlecock is what it's called.
Oh, badminton.
Like it's badminton without the net, and they're trying to keep the ball up with the paddle.
Mm-hmm.
Like try to be considerate when you're doing that, because there's people around you, and like if you have like a miscatch or like an overthrow and it lands on somebody's lap, like somebody's not gonna be happy, or they could get concussed. Forever all we know. So
I had it on my list. Let's go pick.
do you usually have that activity, Jake, where you are with your little stand?
Stand?
He's not a stand.
Your little ice cream shop?
Oh, I walk out.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, there's people playing, but the beaches in Wildwood, they're big. So you really don't really run into that problem. Guys are supposed to go to the back of the beach for that.
Yes.
Sit to the front of the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, can we, off topic, what is everybody's favorite activity to do on the beach in terms of games?
That's actually crazy, Jake, because I was just about to ask that same question.
Go ahead, Jake. Oh,
all right,
Jake,
so
Jake, go first. Okay. All right, Mike first.
Mike,
I like a beach activity is like riding the waves. So like swimming out far enough for like the waves aren't breaking and kind of just like riding the waves all the time. That's really my favorite activity.
Yeah,
if
at
not,
least
I'm
it can
just
get ridden somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
sure. What's yours? What's yours, Jake?
I'm a big fan of paddle. My mom and I play. My sister and I play. We all play
Oh.
paddle. We make the big square, and you play to 21, and then after that, you get hot and sweaty, and then you run in the water, and then you ride the waves.
Sounds like somebody likes a good paddling.
Well, thank you for asking, guys. My favorite beach activity is gonna have to be just having a catch. Having a catch. You know, me and my dad always used to
That's nice.
take our
Dad and
baseball gloves and mitts. Dad and I, thank you. Used to take our baseball and gloves and just throw around.
All right. My number 4 pick. I haven't seen anybody do this, and I think it's just very common sense, but walking on the dunes. There's a lot of times where they are fenced off, which is nice, but there are times when they're not, and it's probably just not a good idea to do that because the integrity of the dunes allows everybody to have a safe time living there. I haven't seen it personally. I've never done it myself, but it's just for some reason people like to walk on the dunes when they can.
I think that's a good one. Okay. Number 4. I have one that's similar as the mic, but I'm not going to use that one, the towel one.
Okay.
So now I'm kind of just looking at my list, trying to adjust. I am going to say, obviously, kids can have a lot of fun at the beach. There's a lot of toys you can play with. Build a sand castle, dig a hole. You know what's not okay is not filling in the hole when you leave. Yes.
Jake's in disbelief.
Jake's in disbelief. So you always have to fill in the hole so that no one steps in it, breaks their ankle. I'm just going to leave it at that.
What did you say again?
Not filling in the hole.
Fill in the hole.
The hole in the beach, in the sand.
Sand hole.
Gotcha,
Sand hole.
gotcha.
Yes. Yep.
I just didn't audio connect.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we know. No.
Yes. It's a lot of seagulls making a lot of noise around you.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear.
That's not a seagull. That's just my friend, Brittany.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
hi, Brittany. You're up, Jake, by the way.
Okay. Yes,
Oh,
you have 2 picks.
All right. I guess I could say these next 2 picks go hand in hand.
Okay.
But it would be more appropriate if I said they went breast in breast.
Okay.
To make that let's make that make sense, right? Breast and breast. When people, right? So I go down to the beach. I stay with my family. It's us 4. It's the 5th of July, right? Bring some hokies down, maybe a couple crackers, beverages. After I'm done playing paddle with my mom and my sister, you just want to sit down, play some country music, right? Relax and just get a tan out, right? So I'm looking in front of me under an umbrella. It's under an umbrella. One umbrella, actually, like 3 umbrellas for a whole family, like once again. But she is breastfeeding. And I get it. It's natural. But first of all, you only need one. Both were out. And like a blanket wouldn't hurt anybody. Like, just cover her up a little bit. Like, don't need to see that while I'm enjoying my time on the beach. Like, if I'm listening to Beers and Sunshine by Darius Rucker, I don't need to listen to that. I won't say that part. But, breastfeeding on the beach is a no-no.
Yep, I agree.
The second hand would be adults who lay in the sand.
Yeah.
Like, you are a complete weirdo. I'm going on a rant. If you are a weirdo, if you don't have a blanket, right? If you're just sitting in the sand, dumping the sand on you, or if you're like building a sandcastle with your kid, I get it. But if you are laying or just sitting in the sand, like raw dog in the sand, you have sand all over you, come up like you're all full of sand, and then you have to do like, I don't even know what to say. It's like very weird when you just have to go in the ocean, like rinse off the sand. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go in the ocean because I was laying in the sand and now I'm all sandy. Like, come on. Be respectful. It's God's temple. Like, you don't need to lay in the sand after you're past 12 years old. 15 maybe. I get it. But do not lay in the sand. Do not dump sand on you, especially wet sand. Like, you're a freak. Get a life.
I agree. I think there's like you said, I think 15 is a good age limit where you just gotta grow up and sit in a chair, a towel, read something. Yeah, I agree.
Shit.
Good picks, Jake. Okay, my last one.
Wait, am I done?
Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
Yep.
You're done.
I didn't want to be done.
We got honorable mention too.
Yes, honorable mentions.
After.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really love anything else I have on my list. But I have to pick one. So
Is April on that list?
April is
Bad
not on the
beach
list.
etiquette?
I have bad beach etiquette.
Well, you've said I don't really love anything
beach.
else on my list. No. No,
Oh my
I
God.
wasn't saying that.
God help us all.
This has been great. I'm going to go with. Man, I'm really torn between two. I'm going to go with not listening to the lifeguard.
Okay.
Specifically, if you're in the ocean and you are out too far in the ocean, because there is a limit. If the lifeguard is telling you to reel it in. When April and I were at the beach a couple weekends ago, there was like a little area in the ocean that you weren't allowed to go in because of the rocks and stuff, and people just like climb on the rocks and like swim in the ocean near it, and the lifeguard's constantly blowing his whistle, telling them to move over, and they just don't listen. And they're there to protect you, to keep you safe, so it's for your own good. Listen to the lifeguard.
Great. Loved
Thank
it,
you.
Matt.
Thank you.
Way to be a rule follower. All right, my last pick. This kind of relates to a little bit of being done with the beach, but I think it's bad beach etiquette as a whole. My last pick is washing the sand off when returning to the house. So in most cases, when there's beach houses, or when you're going back to, like when you're going home, or like when you're going to your beach house or your Airbnb, there's usually stations for you to wash off the sand so that way you don't bring sand inside the house. Very rarely, whoever I'm with, it's not like it's not like that is common, but I feel like there are times when you get an Airbnb or you get something and then it's just sand everywhere. You know for a fact that somebody didn't wash off before going back to the beach, before going back to their house. So washing the sand off when returning to the house. But I'll transition in. My honorable mention, you all picked a few. So feeding the seagulls, not picking up trash, and playing loud music. The only one I had remaining, which is probably the closest I've gone to like running out of my picks. I only have one honorable mention. And it's kind of opposite of being considerate with your area, but just giving everyone space. So like having kind of the appropriate length or distance between a party to another party of beachgoers. So you're not like planting right next to them, like you're giving enough distance, but you're also not giving too much distance where it becomes awkward. So that's my only honorable mention for this power ranking.
I had that as well. My other honorable mention, Mike, mentioned this earlier, to go along with your, shaking off the towel. I had running on the beach and throwing sand on other people's stuff. like when kids run from their place to the ocean, but they run right next to someone's towel, and then their whole towel is sandy. Smoking.
Ooh.
Smoking on the beach. Yelling while having a regular conversation. Like if you're just talking to someone you're at the beach with, I don't need to hear the whole wow. I just took his.
You just took a nerve out of Jake.
I don't need to hear your whole conversation. Just don't need to. I had not supervising your kids. And my last one, being a snitch. When I mean being a snitch, something that happened when I was younger as a kid. These kids were down by the water. Their dad was watching them. They were digging a hole, and this old lady went up to the lifeguard and said, "These kids are digging a hole that's too deep. It's unsafe." And the lifeguard made the lifeguard come over and tell the kids they had to fill in the hole.
Wow.
And the dad was like, "I'm watching them." He's like, "Technically, the hole is too big, and you have to fill it." And yeah, so we call her Mrs. Kravitz. Yeah. So yeah, that was my honorable mention. Jake, do you have any that we did not discuss? Deep in thought.
Yeah.
Deep in thought.
Before he mentions, I will chime in. I did have one left out, which I probably should have done, but not planting your umbrella properly.
Oh, yeah.
Enough where it starts flying. That's dangerous as a whole, but regardless. So
yeah. Also, if you go down to the water, put your umbrella down, just in case.
That's smart.
Yep.
So, Jake, any honorable mention for you?
Let me see. Blasting music. Nope. Summers. Kids running around while adults are drunk. Oh, summers.
Wow.
Smoking. Summers. Obnoxious conversation. Oh, summers.
Great minds think alike.
Nah. Yeah, sure, I guess you could say that.
We're just two in sync, Jake. We're like, we have the same mind.
Yeah.
You say so.
Yes. All right. Well, that was Power Rankings of Bad Beach Etiquette. If we missed any, let us know at solo.to. Jake, I hope the rest of the weekend is filled with empty Fudgy Wudgy boxes.
That's a very, what do you call it? Yeah, I lost it.
There it is.
A very empty, full Fudgy Wudgy box. But anyway, Jake.
I mean, I hope you saw a lot of Fudgy Wudgies.
No, well, empty's a good thing.
Yeah, empty's a good thing. Yes.
An oxymoron.
Like
that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, this episode's going to go great for the ratings, but yeah, since Matt can't finish our link, it's solo.to/funny business. You can also use that code. You did solo.to.
Nice.
You could also get, speaking of solo.to/funny business, if you use our code funny business, you can get Liquid IV 20% off store wide. Jake.
Hold on, real quick, Mike, before you do that. Jake, what's your favorite flavor of Liquid IV?
Yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
So sugar-free was just announced. That's big for people dieting or they don't want to add too much sugar to their diet. Sugar-free, do it. I've been drinking it all the time.
Nice.
Gatorade, all that stuff that's loaded up with sugar, right? That's up here. Liquid IV sugar all the way down here, right? Go down here, stay down here, right? It's always good to ride low. I'm a big fan. Strawberry lemonade came out recently. It's pretty good. We do have a mocktail flavor. We say they have mocktail flavor. Those are pretty good. You can throw some special things in there as well if you are over the age of 21. But you can't go wrong with anything. What I've heard from people is to drink one in the morning before you start drinking, and then drink one at night right before you go to bed. Wake up the next morning, brush your teeth. I'm sorry. Take a steamy shower, drink an IV in the shower, and then brush your teeth, and you will be hitting the next day hard as can be.
Mm-hmm. I tried the yuzu pineapple. There was the energy multiplier.
Yeah,
That was fire.
it's solid. Yeah, pineapple's solid.
Yep.
All right. Well, Jake, what advice do you have besides that for the good people, the good coworkers of the funny business world?
I have two things.
2.
One would be go for a walk. Right? Fly on my computer.
What is it with our guests and flies?
Take a walk. Yeah.
As I was saying, guys, interrupting me. Go for a walk, right? I get it. People work a lot. People do a bunch of things. The least you can do is go for a walk. Go outside, right? Enjoy the air. If you pass somebody, say, hey, how you doing, right? You're only going to make the person's day better. Go for a walk, get your steps in. Maybe you'll see a couple dogs, get some pets. But it's good for your heart, good for your head, good for your body. And what I'm going to be doing later is go for a walk, and at the end of the walk, maybe treat yourself a little Dairy Queen, right? I don't know if I'm going to go with the, what was it, the Choco Brownie Extreme, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, or the chocolate chip cookie dough. But, you know, whatever it is, I'm going to walk home enjoying that blizzy, and you know what? I'm going to have sweet dreams. It is a little hot upstairs, so I might not dream too much, but yeah, you know, have sweet dreams, get that walk in, have that ice cream, and listen to Funny Biz Spot, right? I love you.
We love you
Not
too,
you,
Jake.
Matt. No, not you, the listeners.
Oh, okay. Well, I still love you, Jake.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Well, Jake,
love you,
thank you
Mike.
for. I love you too. Thank you for making our dreams come true and being once again with us on the Funny Business Podcast. And as that concludes the episode, until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.
Peace.